Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm Jason LeDuc from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants, and I am your host on the fourth Friday of every month, taking over from Michelle Davis for the Geeks Are Sexy show, where we're talking about business, success, and all the great things for entrepreneurial spirit and being successful here in Las Vegas. We got a couple great guests for you today, actually three great guests for you today. We're going to bring on Dwayne Davison from Entertainment Capital Group, and then we've got Katie Watford, who's a fashion stylist, and that's a little bit of a new guest that we've never had before. We're going to bring all our guests back at the end of the show for our panel discussion, but first, we're going to get right into it with Sean Phillipson from Morrison Security. Sean, thanks for being here today on Geeks Are Sexy.
Thanks for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
It's great to have you. Sean was born and raised here in Las Vegas. He's seen firsthand all the exciting changes that have come in the last 20 to 30 years in town, and after starting a career in sales, he's actually found a career and a passion in private security and helping businesses identify their security needs, those vulnerabilities, and finding ways to help those businesses at a cost that fits their business as well. Welcome to the show, Sean. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
So, tell us about growing up in Las Vegas. Tell us what you've seen change, and tell us why you see that there's a need for private security for businesses here in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. So, growing up in Las Vegas, I never really knew how rare it was to be a native Las Vegan until I got the question asked, what hotel did you grow up in?
Mm-hmm.
So, but after that, I started taking a look at my city as a whole and realizing how it's transformed. It's still a great city. I love it. But as unfortunate as it is, with growth comes more crime as well. So being able to be in Morrison Security and reach out to the community, I feel like I'm making a greater impact in the city that I grew up in.
That's great. That's great. One of the things I've learned, I'm not a native Las Vegan, but I've learned the first time I lived here, and especially since I've been living here for the last almost 3 years now, that Las Vegans really want to make a positive impact on Las Vegas and grow Las Vegas into a community that we can be proud of here, and I think that's great. So tell us how you became involved with Morrison Security. How did you end up working there?
Well, it's not too crazy of a story there. I met the branch manager at the time. We were good friends. He knew my background in sales, and I've done security in the past as well as a military career. And so he introduced me to the CEO. We sat down, had an interview, and the rest is history.
Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about what Morrison does for their customers.
Well, first of all, we give our clients peace of mind, knowing that they have an officer on site who can take the burden of needing to constantly be aware of what's going on in your site. Take that away from the business owner. Let us deal with the vagrants, the police reports, things like that. Let us take it all off your plate so you can run your business, keep your venue safe and successful.
That's awesome, because one of the things that I work with my clients on, and we talk a lot about on this show, is if you're a business owner or you're the GM of a location, one of the things that's really important is that you're working on your business and you're working on the strategic level and thinking about all the things you need to do as the business owner or the GM, thinking about the relationships you need to build, and not working in your business, because that's what your managers are for and your staff, to handle those things before you even know you have a problem. And one of the things that really impresses me about Morrison is this is about human security. It's about having officers on site who are handling those things for you, especially the police reporting if something were to come up. So what are some of the things, if someone's a business owner and they don't have security currently as part of their business portfolio, the things that they're relying on? I mean, we all have a banker and an insurance agent and a lawyer and that kind of thing, but not all of us have security. And they've got a brick and mortar business. What are some of the indicators that a business owner should be looking for? And what are some of the things that if they see these things, these indicators, that they should be calling Morrison?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ways to determine whether or not you should bring on security. First and foremost, it's kind of a general rule there. If you have about $150,000 of assets or potential loss that you stand to lose during a hit or a disaster, things of that nature that can be prevented, not even just a theft, but let's say a fire. Mm-hmm. If you don't have anyone watching your site at night and it catches on fire, who's there to call? Hopefully someone calls when they're on the street, but you never know. But when you have an officer on property, when you're not there or when you can't put your eyes on the scene, that's what security is there for. So $150,000, that's just a general guesstimation, really, but every business can assess, can they stand to lose a large portion of their business and still succeed? And then the other way they can kind of gauge is check out crime maps in your area. So it's very easy. Just Google crime maps in Las Vegas. There's several websites for it. Type in your address and go back as far as you want, 6 months, yesterday. It'll give you a list of everything that's been reported in your area or on your site even that you might not have known about in the last date of range that you select.
Now, we are living in a digital age, and a lot of folks are going to say, they're going to say to me, they're going to say to you, they're going to say, listen, I can go get a bunch of internet security cameras, and I can have every square foot covered of my shop and look at it and watch it from my phone. Why do I need a security officer?
Well, cameras are great. We love working with businesses who already have established security surveillance programs, but a camera is great. Without someone behind it, it's great to watch the guy walk off with your stuff as he waves to you. So having an officer on property, we can still coordinate with the surveillance system, put a guard in a guard shack with monitors and everything, or if you want to keep on your phone and you get an alert on your phone, hey, something's going on, you call the security company, call our dispatch 24/7. Anytime you need to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of the officer on site. We respond to it, we deal with it, we'll liaison with the police for you.
Great. One of the things that impressed me most, when we sat down, we had coffee earlier in the week, and one of the things that impressed me most about you and Morrison Security in general is you have a very strong sense of professionalism with your managers and your supervisors and your officers, but and a very strong sense of ethics. Tell us a little about how Morrison applies that sense of professionalism and ethics with its officers and its customers, and how they foster that in the company.
Absolutely. So I love our management staff. We have a great team over at Morrison. It's taken a while to develop, but we have an extremely solid team now. The great thing about all of us in our management team is we all started wearing the uniform. We were all security officers at one point. So we learned to follow before we can lead. That's a very strong, I know you have a military background as well,
Absolutely.
So do I, and several of our supervisors do as well.
Excellent.
So we take those values, those lessons we learned growing up in the military, expanding and gaining experience in the military, and adding it to how we do business at Morrison.
Yeah, it's very hard to find a place other than outside of the military where ethics and professionalism are discussed so often, and I really respect what you guys are doing at Morrison. So tell us a little bit. We've got a couple minutes left. Tell us about a specific instance where you've helped a customer.
Sure, absolutely. I met one of our clients. We networked up and we started a contract. Came into a partnership. She owns a local strip mall, a little plaza in the area there. It already had security, but they weren't happy with their service. They pushed them out. We came in. We first of all, when the very first night hit, there was myself, the branch manager, all the supervisors, and any officers that were going to be on that site. We're all on that site in force to train, to learn the site together, so it's not like we just sent someone off and said, good luck to you.
Okay.
But no, we were there. We learned what the site was. How are we going to manage a site that we don't even know what it is? So we were all there. I went around. We addressed the situation of vagrants, dumpster divers, panhandlers, things of that nature. We went in, we cleared them out. When we did, we made sure to say, hey, there's a new security company here. And the thing is, people might not know, but there's communities of vagrants, homeless, that they'll live in washes, things like that, as sad as it is, but they do, and they talk to each other, say, hey, I've been going here, this place. The people are very generous there. I mean, there might be an elderly community there that kind of has a heartstring for us, so they start hitting places that are easy, and when you let them know that they are not welcome on property, they are if they want to do business, by all means, but if you're there to cause problems, to vandalize, to panhandle, to cause a nuisance, that we're gonna stop you, we're gonna get rid of you. And once they get that picture, things tend to subside.
It sounds like you really handle very tough problems, very tough conversations with some of these communities with professionalism and respect and compassion for their situation. And I think that speaks volumes to why you're so successful, and people keep calling you to come in and handle their security.
Business is overwhelming right now.
So we just got a little bit of time left. How can our viewers get in touch with you, and how can they get in touch with Morrison if they see those indicators? If you've got those things that Sean talked about and that's going on in your business, or you're thinking that you might be right around that $150,000 threshold where you can't afford to lose it in one shot, how can they get a hold of you to get you to come talk to them?
Absolutely, very simple. Go ahead and give our office a call. The number is 262-0096. Also, you can reach me by email and we can chat that way. sphillipson@morrisonsecurity.com.
All right, John. Well, thanks for being here. It's great to have you.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll be in touch in the future. This is Geeks Are Sexy, and we will be right back with Dwayne Davison from Entertainment Capital Group.
Gene Woods Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and three-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Woods Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have Boar's Head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm Jason LeDuc, your host on the fourth Friday of every month when Michelle Davis is off doing other things, and we're talking about business and success here in Las Vegas. Our next guest is Dwayne Davison from Entertainment Capital Group, another born and raised Las Vegan, 2 in a row on the show this week. Dwayne started out in a career in finance and ended up shifting gears into a number of entrepreneurial ventures. You've always got something going on.
Yes, sir.
I've known you for a couple years now, and you've always got something fun going on. But his passion is the entertainment business. So welcome to the show, Dwayne. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And tell us about growing up here in Las Vegas and what kind of role entertainment played in your life growing up here in Las Vegas.
Well, as you know, we're in the entertainment capital of the world. You know, so even at an early age, you're used to seeing and hearing about all the concerts and different events coming in town. And I can remember being 5 years old going to my first concert. I think it was MC Hammer, Boyz II Men, and Jodeci.
That is a great lineup, and that is not a lineup you get to see very often anymore together.
Not right now, unfortunately.
No, that'd be a good lineup though. You should think about that.
I already have. Yeah, so started there, and then just on and on. My father in the '90s, he owned an entertainment company, so it gave me a little inspiration. He also owned a few service businesses in town, so it gave me a little motivation, showed me that it can be done.
Yeah, so not just a passion for entertainment, but a family history of entrepreneurship and
Yes, sir.
and having a couple different ventures going on at the same time, and really pursuing those different passions and trying to get them to work together. That's great. So grew up here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
UNLV grad.
Yes, sir.
Just like myself, and and you studied and went into a career in finance.
Yes,
After
I studied management
UNLV.
economics at UNLV. Prior to that, I actually studied finance at Heighton High School, at Clark High School.
Okay, cool.
So that kind of got me used to the different elements of putting a business together. Marketing, accounting, employees. Entertainment was never discussed there, but it was still definitely part of the passion. So from there, graduated from UNLV. Luckily, was working with Wells Fargo in a banking job in management. And just by the grace, I landed in the entertainment business. I met an artist who was looking for management. I figured, hey, I just graduated with a management degree. I love entertainment. Let's give it a shot. And 8 years later, we're still here doing live events. No more artist management because that gets very expensive.
Yeah. Artist management is not only is expensive, it's time consuming. And it takes a lot of energy and devotion. I think is probably the right way to put it. Is you've really got to be completely devoted to the artists you're managing, and
they have to be devoted as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So talk about that.
Well, as an artist, much like an athlete, you have to believe in yourself more than anyone else. If you don't believe you're going to be successful, like an entrepreneur as well, then you're not going to be successful. And so if you're a aspiring artist manager, make sure you manage artists who believe in themselves and invest in themselves as well.
Okay, great.
For sure.
So, I know you've got a vision because we've talked before. We've known each other for a few years now. You've got a vision for the kind of entertainment you'd like to see happening in Las Vegas. You've got a vision for how to bring that about. Tell us about your vision for entertainment in Las Vegas and your role in bringing that vision to life.
Well, a vision that I came up with years ago is once-in-a-lifetime entertainment. We can go to a Cirque show any Thursday night in Vegas or any Friday night.
Any night.
Any night. And you can go to any country concert, but you're really looking for shows that you can't see ever again. So
Right.
we're doing once-in-a-lifetime events that kind of creates a buzz. It creates a demand for your client to say, hey, I can't go see this same show in Phoenix next weekend, or
Right.
the way with concerts now, you do a show every day in the same market. So if there's a huge fan, you can follow your artists all around the area and catch the same show. So my idea is to make you come out and see a show you've never seen before, and you may never see it again. For example, my first show I did a show with two rappers from Houston who hadn't performed together in 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And they were friends, and they had a falling out because of business, and I got them on stage for the first time in 10 years and actually made up at that event. So no one there had ever seen them perform before.
And if you can't talk about this, that's okay. But how did you get those two to come together? I mean, that's a significant task to get
Yes.
two people, both strong personalities. I
Yes.
assume. You just talked about the devotion, having to believe that you are better than anyone else to
Yes.
be an artist. How did you get the two of them to come together?
Well, I paid them first.
Okay, always helpful.
You paid them, and it just took a whole bunch of negotiation, and I let them know that this is for the fans. The fans were
Okay.
requesting this type of event in Las Vegas. These were guys who hadn't performed in Vegas in years. Very old Houston rappers, and it was a great success. And they had a chance to talk about their grievances, and I haven't seen them on a show since. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I haven't seen the show in 2 years since that show.
So this is the vision: is providing these unique entertainment events, these once-in-a-lifetime events.
Yes, sir.
In a once-in-a-lifetime location in Las
Yes.
Vegas. What are the venues you like to use here in Las Vegas? What kind of venue is great here for those once-in-a-lifetime events?
Well, you really want a nice intimate venue. The large events, they're great for the huge megastars, but you can catch them anywhere. So I prefer to work with venues from 1,000 people up to 3,000 people.
Okay.
So we're speaking of the Fremont Country Club,
Okay.
Brooklyn Bowl, House of Blues, even Cox Pavilion at UNLV is a perfect venue for an intimate show.
Yeah, Cox Pavilion is actually a great venue, and it feels a lot more intimate than it really is. I think it's a big space, but it feels small.
I do have plans to work over at the Chelsea and Park Theater as well.
Oh, I love the Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's a great venue as well. All right, so we talked a little about the acts. We talked a little about the venue. What makes a great event? What are the things you need to pull together to make a great event for your fans for these once-in-a-lifetime experiences?
Well, it takes the fan. First of all,
Okay.
We have to have demand in any business. We have to generate that demand. Then it's the artist. You have to have artists that people actually care about, and that's a good person. When it comes to business ethics and morals, it's all about doing great business with people that you actually support.
For sure.
So the fan, the artist, the great venue, and then the production. And the production is everything you see and you don't see. So you will see production can include marketing. It include going to get a certain type of bottled water.
Yeah,
And everything in between.
That's the stuff that I think is most interesting, right? Because we've all been to a show.
Yeah.
We know it makes a great show on the front end, and we know what. But what are some of those things on the back end that we don't see that make those events great?
You don't see the negotiation to bring guys together.
Yeah, right.
You don't see the airport runs. You don't see the coordination with security. You don't see the payments to the police department for their protection.
Okay.
You don't see the taxes that you have to pay after your show. You don't see the worry of the risk as well.
I imagine there's a lot of dealing with the artists, people, and their entourage, and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, and luckily I have a team as well, and so when we have events, I have a team that steps in. They help me deal with those different personalities because we can't do it all. Yeah.
And that's so important. We talk about it on this show. Scott can vouch for this. I think we talk about this on this show every month when we do it. Is nobody does these things alone. You have to have a great team behind you and in front of you, supporting you, and you need to support them to pull off any big goal that you want to pull off in life. So in the couple of minutes we've got left, tell us the kind of people you're looking for to be on your team.
Local promoters. You have a great outreach to the fans, the core client from every demographic. We're looking for the fan, local entertainment lovers, from country music lovers to comedy to hip hop and R&B. And then we're also looking for the network. Use your network, use my network, and it helps grow all of our net worth. So I'm just looking to work with local entrepreneurs who are looking to grow their business as well and reach a demographic they haven't reached before.
All right, sounds great. So,
yes, sir.
What's your favorite kind of show to put on?
Favorite, we'll say hip hop and R&B. I was raised on hip hop and R&B, but I love a good laugh.
Okay,
so I love a good comedy show.
I know you're always looking for how to put together a great comedy show.
Yes.
That was one of the first things you and I talked about a couple years ago when we met. Is you were looking to do more of those comedy shows, and I think that was the very first show that you were. Since I met you, that was the next thing you had coming up was a big comedy show.
And so we're working right now. We're going to merge the two. So we're going to merge comedy and music.
Okay,
working on having.
Love it. Love it.
Maybe
more of
I'll tell you more about that offline. But we're working on that as well.
Absolutely. Well, we've only got a minute left, but I want you to tell our audience how they can get a hold of you, whether they are an act, an entertainer, who they might want to connect with you, or someone who could fit into your team really well, or it's somebody with a venue, or just an idea of those fan ideas of we'd love to see this kind of show. How can our audience get a hold of you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook under Entertainment Capital Group. You can find me on LinkedIn under Dwayne Davison. And then if you need my phone number, just reach out to Jason and he'll give it to you.
I got it. I'll get it to you. So we will get you the information. And nothing on the calendar right yet. I know you're working on a couple of things, but if everyone comes back, checks back in with Entertainment Capital Group in 3 to 4 months.
Give us a month or two.
Give us a month or two. So
yes.
Come back right before 4th of July. Check out Entertainment Capital Group, and you should see a whole slew of events that are coming up. Some comedy stuff, some music stuff, and hopefully some comedy and music stuff together.
Yes, sir.
Because I'd love that. That's a show I want to go to. So, Dwayne, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks
We're going to have you back in a few minutes for our panel discussion. Get everybody talking back together. I'm Jason LeDuc. This is Geeks Are Sexy. We'll be right back with Katie Watford.
Gene Wood's Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Wood's Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have boar's head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm Jason LeDuc from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants. I'm your host on the fourth Friday of every month, talking about business and entrepreneurship and how to be successful with your business here in Las Vegas. My next guest is Katie Wofford. She's an established fashion stylist and style expert from Hollywood whose talent has graced the red carpet for numerous events. There's the Academy Awards, Golden Globe, Independent Spirits Awards, Comic-Con, The Today Show, and my personal favorite on this list, The Conan O'Brien Show. There's a lot more to this list. I actually cut some of it down, so I know it's getting a little long, but Katie is coming to us in Las Vegas by way of Nashville, and then before you were in Nashville, you spent 13 years in Los Angeles, and you've been featured your clients have been featured in InStyle Magazine, Glamour Magazine, and some of them have even been put on some of these prestigious best dressed lists that you hear about.
Yes.
So Katie's a real deal. She knows what she's doing. She's done this for celebrities, and now she's going to tell us today how she can use her styling talent, her personal styling talent, to help women entrepreneurs, women in business on a personal level to develop their personal brand and their personal style. Thank you for being here today, Katie.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here today.
Yeah, so tell us how you got started as a stylist. Was this something you did when you were a kid? How'd you get here?
It's a fun story. I've always naturally was doing it in my brain. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. But if you look back at photos when I was in high school, I was always just so enamored with it. And then I moved out to LA when I was 18 years old. I was a professional dancer at the time, doing ballet, jazz, tap, hip hop.
Okay.
And then so I just worked in the entertainment business for years, trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life. And I think this is a really key point for business or aspiring business owners or people who are in business, is like I couldn't find what I wanted to do, what I loved to do in life. And I was really lost for a long time. And then as fate would have it, one day, when I was actually 23, I had a girlfriend say, hey, would you assist me on this German cell phone commercial that was featuring Snoop Dogg? And I was like, what? Sure, okay. And so that was like my first official time on set. That was my first time. And that was really the moment that I had the instincts that I was like, I think I'm going to do something. I didn't actually officially realize I was going to do it until a few years later. You have to be ready for success, and I wasn't quite ready then for a lot of different reasons. So again, fast forward till about 28, I was just really wanting to find my passion, and then I just like found a website. It said, this is how you take a crash course on how to do it. And I will tell you, when I started to tell everybody, hey, I think I'm going to be a fashion stylist, I had the most support from everybody. And it was like I knew I was home in some weird way. Awesome. And I've just always had a career since day one. I started out with business women, executives, and my career has just been a dream. It's just taken me all over the world. I mean, I've just done things that I never knew that I was going to achieve, and so yeah, I love what I do.
That is outstanding. So what is something you learned your first day on set with Snoop Dogg in a German cell phone commercial with one of your best friends in this commercial? What's something you took away? Because I imagine that was an intimidating experience to start with.
I didn't get intimidated by it. I learned how small his waist really is. He's
well, you heard it here, folks. We're going to get emails now. So.
His waist is like itty bitty, right? Like teeny tiny. How quick you have to think on your toes with it, because you can only be so prepared for the job, and then all of a sudden, like, the director may come up and say, I want to change this, and you've got to make it happen, and you've got to make it happen in 10 minutes, and, you know, because they've got to get onto the next shot because it's a production schedule, and they only have so much time because they're paying everybody.
That's outstanding. In the Air Force, we always said flexibility is the key to air power, and it sounds like that may be the key to fashion styling on a cell phone commercial. So it's good to see that the lessons apply everywhere. One of the things that really stood out to me in your bio is that you really believe in helping your clients impress upon the world who they are without even saying a word, just when they walk into a room. How do you help them do that? What do you look for in your clients? How do you see them, get to know them, and help them do that?
I loved this question when you sent this to me.
Yeah, we do homework here. We don't just wing it.
I always start out with what's called style development, right?
Okay.
Like, you've got to build your brand, and so how you do that is how I do that, is getting to know my client on a very intimate level, and it just depends on where somebody's at. And so I simply start with a questionnaire, but I try to get to understand their personality on a deepest level that I can, to be able to go literally out and find that piece that literally says, this is Katie at her best, to make her feel the best, so that way you're not worried about, like, am I overdressed, am I underdressed, when you go have a meeting with the client, so you can close that deal, so you just feel so empowered about yourself. So that's always the end goal, and it's just figuring out where that client's at, so that way that they are growing in this naturally, and developing their vocabulary, if you will.
Yeah, I love that when you told me about the style vocabulary.
Yeah, right? Because it's like we all speak a language, and whatever your native tongue is, but we are all speaking the language of who we are each day, and you do that through what you wear, because we actually communicate 93% more non-verbally than we do actually verbally. So, you know, what you wear is a very impactful thing that you're going to be when you're going into business.
Outstanding. Well, it sounds like you're helping people really get in touch with who they are, and then to be confident showing the world who they are while they improve their style vocabulary and branch out and to pull on the vocabulary analogy, learn more words, more specific words to represent how they're feeling and what they're trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So tell us about your relatively new e-styling business that you've put together.
Yeah, you know, I learned so much in LA from, like, working with incredibly wealthy clients out of Beverly Hills to celebrities and stuff like that. And I really learned skills and techniques that I was feeling like the women wanted, and then when I researched Stitch Fix, obviously it's a huge, like, $700 million business, and for her to have had that level of success, it really, like, identified that, like, this is what women want. Women want really somebody that can give them that personal touch. The challenge is what they do is that you're not actually working with a real fashion stylist that's actually technically done everything. So that's where I have customized my e-styling business called Style Retainer to where now I wanted this to be affordable for women no matter where you're at, from New York to Seattle, Florida, Los Angeles, and everywhere in between, to be able to work with a real stylist myself, to be able to properly build you a wardrobe that does the correct transaction for you in your business.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So how can someone get started with you? What do they need to know? What do they need to bring to you to start that conversation with you? And what do they need to know about themselves to start that conversation with you if they want to work with you through Style Retainer?
It's a good question. It just simply is the desire that they want to do this.
Okay.
And if they want to do this, then email me through my website, katie@katiewatford.com,
Okay.
and then from there we'll set up a free consultation and talk and really start to delve more into your fashion personalities and getting a little bit more of a breakdown of your brand to see, you know, what would be a good fit for you.
Okay, and you're just working with women right now.
Yeah, I mean, I have one male client, but, you know, I mean, I always say I help men too because I'm making the wife happy, so happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I hear. So,
so like, my business is 99% women.
okay, so sorry guys.
Sorry, guys.
Katie's probably not the right person for you today, maybe in the future, but if you're really interested, hit us up here at the show. I'm sure Katie can give you a great referral for whether you're in Las Vegas or somewhere else. She can help you out and
I'll
and
talk
point
to
you in
a
the right
man.
direction.
I'm not saying, like, it's just the foundation of what most of my material is around women, but
Okay.
if a guy's really like, Katie, I need some help, I want to grow my business, like, help me, just, I don't want to have to think about it, and the vibe's right, like, I'm totally willing to talk
All
to
right.
him.
Well, forget what I said, guys. Don't hold back. Get in touch with Katie. So, you aren't just making this up as you go along. You've actually been to school to do this fashion, and not just the style piece of fashion, but you learned. I remember watching a video with you as I was prepping for this interview where you talked about that introductory business course at your style school. And so, what are some of the elements of business that you feel like you've had to learn and that are really strong at, in addition to the style aspects?
I mean, the number one key thing in business is sales, but is your relationships. And so there's that old-fashioned saying, it's who you know.
Absolutely.
But it's also, I heard a bartender years ago say this, and I loved him. And he always said, "My dear, it's not who you know, it's who knows you."
Love
and
it.
I loved that spin on it because, you know, and it is like you have to have a lot of really strong relationships in order to grow your business to the next level. So, I mean, obviously, like, understanding the technicality of what I do, but I mean, I also personally work a lot with, like, personality traits. It's beyond just outside clothes. So relationships is a key element that I think people really take for granted.
Okay, great. We talk a lot about that on this show. Is build your team around you, build those relationships. It really is important. Nobody does this alone.
Nobody does.
So so in the few seconds we have left, you talked about the email and the website. How else can our viewers get a hold of you?
Through social media, you can go through Instagram at Katie Watford. And then obviously through my website. It's easily send an email too. So.
Okay, and the website is great. Very, very beautiful website you have.
Thank you.
So I really enjoyed it. All right, well, Katie, stay right here. We're going to bring Dwayne and Sean back. We're going to have our panel discussion and talk a little bit more about business in general in the Las Vegas area.
Cool.
And I'm Jason LeDuc. I almost forgot what I was going to say here. I'm Jason LeDuc, and we will be back with our panel discussion in just a few minutes. This is Geeks Are Sexy.
Gene Wood's Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Wood's Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy carts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have boar's head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Geeks Are Sexy. I'm Jason LeDuc, and we've got our all-stars back today. We brought all of our guests back today as part of our panel discussion, and we've been talking about different aspects of style and entertainment and security here in Las Vegas. And one of the things that really comes to mind when it comes to entertainment, and we talked a little bit about this in some of the other segments, is nobody does anything great alone. If you've got a big goal, something big you want to pull off, we ought to be part of a team to pull that together. And nobody does entertainment better than the city of Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And I want to understand how each of you brings your talents to help pull off a great entertainment event. And Dwayne, since you're the promoter, why don't we start off with you, and you can talk about how do you rely on people like Sean and Katie to help pull off a great event, and what roles do you all play to make that event great for the fans and great for the talent as well?
Sir. Well, I played sports growing up, and I tell you, teamwork make the dream work.
For sure.
That's for sure. So the first thing I do with any event is I think about my network. Who do I know at this venue who knows this artist that can minimize my costs? Mm-hmm. That can get rid of any hurdles that aren't going to allow me to make that event happen. So I'll find out who do I know, like Sean in the security industry, to help take care of my security. Mm-hmm. Who can help style my artists for me, even myself when I go out. So lean on your network, because it determines your net worth. Save more money in my pocket if I work with my family and friends.
Cool. So, Katie, what is some of your experience working with someone like Dwayne? When your clients come in, they come into an event like this, how do you fit into the picture?
Well, I mean, you want to know the person who's running the show. You obviously want to know who's protecting the show too. Mm-hmm. Just because if I need to get something last minute, I like to turn to the person in charge, because it's just going to help me get that whatever task I need to get taken care of for my client as quick as possible. And so if I'm new in town and out of, I would definitely want to talk with him, because in that way my client's happy.
I can see that, where you're new to town, you got a client who's never been here, you're trying to get, they need something. Mm-hmm. You've got the network in town, and you need to work together to find this thing to make this show go really great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, and then how does security fit into the picture? What are your objectives when you come and do security for a big entertainment event? What are you thinking about?
Well, I mean, it's Las Vegas. We deal with entertainment all the time, especially summer's hitting. We're getting calls left and right. We got EDC coming up. We got Life is Beautiful at some point during the year. All these huge events that we're well prepared for. What you want to look for in a security company is, can they handle the level of event that you're looking for? Can they bring on the staff? Are they going to pull someone right off the street and say, here's a uniform, go to town? Or are they going to be professional with it? Are they going to find the right staff? Are they going to work with you, with anyone, and find who the best options for your security? Are you going to need 30 guys here? Are you going to need one guy at a gate? Simple as that. So I love working with businesses. We work hand in hand. We'll have a discussion. We'll sit down with you, figure out what the best need is for your events.
Now, one of the things you talked about when we did our segment is when you go to work with a business, a brick and mortar business, you'll go walk the property. And how do you do that with something like Life is Beautiful, where we don't, we're shutting the streets down, but until that happens, we don't have a really good handle on what the security is. It's a whole different environment once the event starts.
No, it really is. All it starts with is us, as far as myself and the branch manager. We go out, we'll be on the property, we have the experience for military and our past security experiences. We'll walk it, we'll observe, we'll see there's an entrance right there. Is that going to be blocked? Will people be able to get in and out this way? Where's the entries? What are the vulnerable points? Where's the stage at? If as unfortunate as it is in the climate that we are now, we need to look at, are there vantage points if someone did want to do something? How can we limit those vantage points? How can we put someone to cover those areas that might be vulnerable to limit disasters like we've all seen here in Las Vegas recently?
Yeah, unfortunately we've had some things like that, and that brings up a conundrum when it comes to entertainment events, because we want the fans to have a great time. There needs to be access, but there also needs to be security and protection. And how do you as a promoter balance that, the access for the fans, the accessibility to get them in and out quickly, because if they can't get in and out quickly and easily, they're not going to come to another event, right?
100%.
How do you balance safety with the artist's desire to perform, right? Sometimes we're our own worst enemy, right? We want to be out there with the people who want to be with us, but we also have to protect ourselves. How do you, as the promoter, because ultimately at the end of the day, this is on you.
It's on me, yeah. It's on me, my insurance policy.
Your buck stops with you, right? And your insurance. We didn't even talk about that in your sim, but the insurance for these events must be astronomical sometimes.
Yes, they are.
So how do you handle the balance between access and having a good time and protecting everyone involved?
Well, just like Sean said earlier, you have to work together. So you work with the venue, you work with the management there, and you work with local police officers, FBI agents, and also local security officers. Make sure we're all on the same page. The size of the event determines the amount of security you need. So if we're having a 300-person event, I may not have to get the FBI involved. But now, unfortunately, for Life is Beautiful, after 1 October, they're going to have to get the FBI involved in that, just to make sure that we're as safe as possible for the fan. And then it comes with the show. You have to plan the right event, so pick the right artist for your demographic and make sure you have a nice diverse crowd that where you're not really excluding anyone.
Now, what are the things you're thinking about? Because when you're styling someone, you may not be thinking about their personal physical protection. You're thinking about their image and who they are and what they're trying to represent. Do you factor any kind of security considerations in when you're doing the styling for someone?
I stay in my lane. I let everybody else do their job, right? Okay. Like, I don't try to tell people to do what I don't know anything about. No.
But what I'm hearing is your job as a stylist is to let your client's personality come through, just like we talked about in your first segment, and you're relying on these two guys to make sure your client's protected. You're not doing anything with their style to try to keep, and not that you should, but you're relying on these two guys and the rest of the team to keep your clients safe and the fans safe around. Of
course, right?
Awesome. Awesome. All right. We're not quite halfway through 2018.
Yes.
We're all entrepreneurs with big goals. Tell me something you want to accomplish in 2018, because one of the things I believe really strongly in, there's no finish lines in life. We're all working forward towards something. What's something each of you want to accomplish in 2018?
Okay, ladies first.
Ladies right on the spot. First off, is to do more personal appearances and such as that I'm doing right now.
Glad
because I will be, I'm in the process of building my brand. So. And
one thing we didn't get to in your segment, Style Retainers in 8 cities nationwide right now, and
Yes.
one overseas right now.
One in Canada, yeah.
One in Canada. So do you have a goal for how many cities you want to be in by the end of the year?
Not necessarily cities, but I have a number that I'm wanting to hit within my business of clients. I'll keep that to myself.
Okay,
But like,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so there is that number that I'm wanting to hit by the end of 2018 for sure.
So no matter how successful you get, we never stop setting goals. There's no finish lines. We keep going.
It's a torture to yourself. You just keep wanting it, you always want it.
I know how that is. Sean, what's something you want to accomplish in 2018?
A huge goal that I have, and I would definitely love to accomplish it, and it's very possible. I want to open up a new branch in a neighboring city. We have 3 branches right now. Chicago is our headquarters branch. We have the branch here, and then the branch in Florida as well. So I would love to explode and get big enough and gain the networks that we could open up a branch, say in Arizona or in Utah, California. That's my major goal.
City's looking to bring somebody in. Contact Sean. Maybe you can be in the running, just like that Amazon headquarters that we didn't get here in Las Vegas, right? Talk to Sean. You can be in the running.
Yes, sir.
Dwayne, I know you've got a lot on your plate, but tell me something you want to accomplish in 2018. Congratulations on getting married, by the way. We didn't talk about that in your segment.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Katie. Back to business, unfortunately. For the rest of the year and beyond, we're just really going to grow our book of business. Third and fourth quarter, we'll have 4 to 6 events, and then 2019 we'll do 6 to 12, and we'll build it from there. On the entertainment spectrum, on my side entrepreneurship business, we're going to focus on a coffee shop this year.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Organic coffee, smoothies and teas, marijuana friendly. And then we're also going to open a bar this year as well. So that's the focus for the end of the year.
So not a whole lot going on for you in 2018.
Not just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right, well, thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure to have guests on the show. It's always a pleasure to meet new people and introduce them to the audience.
Thank you.
Tell our guests again one more time how they can reach all of you before we close out the show.
Facebook, Entertainment Capital Group, LinkedIn, Dwayne Davison, and then phone number, just email Jason. He'll get it to you.
I'll get it to you.
Katie at katiewatford.com, and just email me and we will chat from there.
All right.
Office number 702-262-0096, or my email, my first initial and my last name spelled out, @morrisonsecurity.com.
All right, Sean Phillipson from Morrison Security, Dwayne Davison from Entertainment Capital Group, Katie Watford, fashion stylist with the new business Style Retainer. Thank you so much for being here. I got a text. Nobody put anything in the Facebook Lives we were watching, but I got a text from one of my friends who really, really enjoyed the show and really enjoyed all you guys. So Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We're getting great feedback on the show. I'm Jason LeDuc from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants. This is Geeks Are Sexy, and we will see you the 4th Friday in May. Thank you for watching.